Hey everyone. Okay, so majority of this chapter covers Osaragi and Shishiba's confrontation with Kashima, and right out of the gate, we do got to talk about Kashima's little rant about human life and killing because I feel this kind of I feel that this mentality, this belief that Kashima has, isn't just Kashima's alone. I think it's also giving us a glimpse into X's beliefs and methodology as well. That in some ways X's beliefs aren't entirely dissimilar to Sakamoto's beliefs, while simultaneously being the complete antithesis in the sense where X for X, his belief system is that life is sacred and needs to be protected. But unlike Taro, who learned the best way to do that is to stop killing, something happened for X where his mind is so twisted into knots that he only believes that the way to preserve life is to cut out the cancerous elements of humanity, whether that's the JA or otherwise. And as Shishiba himself points out, it's the ultimate double standard and irony. Like killing to protect because it's killing to protect because it just begs the killing to protect is just like an ultimate irony because it just begs the question, where's the line? How are you supposed to know who's truly good and who's truly evil? And you can't because like a coin, there's two sides of human nature. And neither you can properly put into one box. But for X, Kashima, and the rest of X's organization, it is that simple, and it's clearly a belief shared among all his followers. And yeah, aside from that, and obviously, like the entire chapter aside of that is pretty much just a full-on fight between Kashima, Osaragi, and Shishiba. And yeah, what can I say? Kashima, as we learned, Kashima's a literal human weapon. The man's augmented his entire body with likely every weapon under the sun. So he's gonna be a problem. Although with Taro literally dropping by at the end of this chapter, this definitely promises to make the character dynamics even more interesting, because on one hand you have Osaragi and Shiba, who, being members of the Order, have no problem killing. Then you have Taro, who holds onto his code of not killing for the sake of life. Because he, sake of the life he now lives in his family. So it'll be interesting to see these three dynamics work off each other, and that also very likely includes probably hashing out any history that 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 assumingly Taro has with Shishiba. Now, if I did have one critique of this chapter, however, it's how quickly it's basically how quickly like Kashima's men at the near are Sakamoto and Onigahara were dusted off by Osaragi. Like I guess in retrospect, when looking at basically talk Amito, he did have the like face of a character that screams kill fodder, but I am more disappointed by Onigahara getting killed that quickly, because I would have liked to see Onigahara, like, him actually have a chance to fight, because he just overall had a cool character design, but I suppose up against the Order's best, it does make sense they wouldn't last long either when wielding a fucking chainsaw hammer, which, yeah, a regular old hammer being Shishiba's weapon of choice is kind of hilarious on the surface, but seeing the way he wields it in this chapter, yeah, kind of scary too. And I'm not gonna lie. I'm curious where Shin is gonna land in this chessboard now that he's separate from Taro. Because first thought that would be trying to find a way to get down to level 5 to meet back up with him, and I think that is going to be the case. But I imagine that there's going to be a few distractions along the way that's either going to lead him to in a reunion with Lou, and by association Asakura, his father, but as well. But I, as well as maybe a couple other interesting possibilities, but I wouldn't be surprised as well if this was also a way for of the author, like separating Shin and Shin and Taro into their own fights. So while Taro is dealing with Kashima, I think it's more than likely we're gonna see Shin like have to go up against I think it's Seba, because Seba is still not accounted for. So probably it's probably gonna be Shin it's probably going to be Shin going up against Seba. Also, one more thing I'll say about this chapter is the paneling of this chapter and how it overlays single panels with 2-page spreads, and just how it overlays what goes on from one panel to the next in general. It really kind of gives this chapter a real dynamic feel and and movement to the action. Honestly, like I really do like the way that this chapter was paneled, I guess you could say. But yeah, guys, that's pretty much all I got for this review. If you enjoyed the video, like, comment, subscribe. Follow me on Blue Sky, Analyst Crunchyroll. Be sure to notification bell, hit the subscribe button, and just share the video around, guys. Dark Knight signing off. Later, everyone.